everybody. This is going to be my oval review. This is going to be real quick because aspects of this show are starting to fray my nerves, and I'm not as enthusiastic to do the reviews as I was before, but I'm going to go ahead and do it just because I prefer consistency in anything that I do. So let's talk about the beginning. Now, the vice president, he's threatening Hunter and Victoria, but he's not coming from a position of strength. He is just like, he's saying what he has, but he was so demure about it, if that's the right word, maybe a little meek. He was not putting enough force behind what he was saying, and you know, of course, Victoria's making threats, most of the threats, and Hunter's like, sort of, he's doing some threats of his own, but Victoria was coming the hardest. And so they basically threaten his children. They're saying, what school do your children go to? And you know, he showed some visible fear there, as you would expect. You know, somebody threatens your kids, you're gonna be fearful. And he's looking like, and then he's like, you don't threaten my children. And so I'm saying, you're gonna need a little more strength than this. And the person that also showed a little bit of fear was Donald. Now, Donald, he tries to play by whatever book keeps things in order. And he was kind of like, sir, do you want to do this? He's saying that to Hunter. And he doesn't seem all that for playing around with the vice president. So yeah, that's where that was at. And then Victoria, she ends up meeting with the second lady. And the second lady, she was really fake with Victoria, because in the preview for the next episode, Victoria was telling her, you are so fake. And she was, you know, because the second lady, she did have this sort of attitude. And Victoria threatens her too. She asks about her kids, and the second lady's like, well, they're at school. And when Victoria's like, well, I'm sure my kids are better than they are. And I'm like, really, Victoria? That's not even a lie you can try to sell, because your kids are messed up, particularly Jason, because we know what he's done. We know everything he's done. And I'm sure that the vice president has shared with his wife. Well, that's right. The vice president is under the impression that Hunter killed Jean and what's her name, Denise. And yeah, so she basically forces the second lady to have lunch with her. And she asks, where's your detail? And the second lady's like, oh, they're at the bottom of the stairs. So Victoria, she tells her, well, how dare you come in here and try to look better than me? And all this stuff, and she really has jealousy issues with the second lady. And so that was that with Hunter and Victoria and the vice president and the second lady. And I'm not even sure, I would have to go on IMDb and look up the names for the vice president and the second lady, because I don't remember hearing them dropped. They might have been, I might have missed it, because I had to go back and rewatch the show, because it was, I fell asleep on it when it aired on Tuesday. Had to rewatch it yesterday. So what else happened? So yeah, so Sharon goes back over to Kareem's house. Her and Dale end up talking, and he tells her, or she tells him, that she was kidnapped and brought to the White House. And Dale's like, well, you need to keep Kareem around you for protection. And I'm like, I don't think Kareem is much protection. I mean, not up against Crazy Kyle and whoever else Hunter might send for Sharon. Yeah, and he's like, well, you need to be careful and all that. And he shows Sharon the picture of he shows Sharon a picture. It was of Donald, and he's like, well, this is who sent that guy to shoot me over Kyle. And so he's telling Sharon to be careful. And what else happened? Let me think. Trying to think. I hate to draw blanks when I'm thinking. So yeah, so speaking of Kyle, he's still waterboarding Lily. And she's like, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. And then Donald gets on the phone, and she's telling him the same thing, and she's like, just let me go. I don't know anything. He's like, oh no, I'm not letting you go. And she finally gets pissed. She calls Donald a name, which I won't repeat on. And yeah, but it was a nasty name. And so he gets off the phone, and she tells Kyle, wow, you're gonna do this for 4 inches? And I'm like, 4 inches? Wow, no wonder Donald is always so angry. And Kyle's like, oh, it's more than 4 inches. I'm like, Kyle, you know, sometimes when we like somebody, we will convince ourselves that things are not as they appear. So I believe Lily. I really do believe her, because the energy Donald gives is, you know, somebody who is lacking in that department, you know. So, yeah, so he keeps waterboarding her, and I was reading on Twitter that the actress said that she actually inhaled water, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And she said she didn't mind doing the scene, because, you know, actors like to challenge themselves. I'm going down some steps now. It's raining. Looking down to make sure I don't slip and bust myself. Anyway, so, you know, so back at the White House, Jason is... Wait, I'm getting a phone call. See what this is, if it's spam or not. Hello? I don't know how to answer calls while I'm doing a video. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, so yeah, so at the White House, Jason's acting a fool. He's walking around in a circle, making Alonzo look like a fool. And so yeah, that's that. And so he's like, he tells Victoria, well, I'm gonna go jump off the roof. And she says, oh, make sure it's on something hard, because she really does not care about Jason. So, and then back in the kitchen, basically Richard was trying to convince Priscilla to talk to Sam, and she's like, I don't want to talk to him. What Nancy did was 25 years ago. Sam just did what he did, and, you know, Richard just needs to leave that alone. And then we get to Nancy. So he wants her to drop by the White House, and because he wants to tell her something. And she's like, well, you know, I'm good at keeping a secret. And, you know, that was a bad thing to say. It's like too soon. And it was like she was making a joke, but I don't think she was trying to make a joke. And I'm like, anyway, Nancy, bad thing to say. And then there was a scene with Alan and Alonzo. Alan wanted a gun. Alonzo wouldn't give it to him. That's that. He told Alonzo what happened to Ellie, how he thought the First Lady did it. Now, let me finish up with, and if I miss something, I'm sorry, but this show is so all over the place. I miss stuff sometimes. So let me tell you what happened with the ending. So, not Alonzo, Bobby and Max bust up in Donald's house. They knock out the Secret Service agent that was guarding the door, and they basically go up there to get Lily, because Bobby was determined to get Lily. He's like, I'm not leaving her in there. I'm going to go get her. And yeah, he went to go get her. And yeah, so that was that. And I still wonder if it's going to come up about Bobby and Kyle. You know, it seemed, you know, Kyle, you know, it was kind of one-sided between them, but I wonder if Lily is going to feel some kind of way if she finds out that Kyle had his mouth on Bobby. That'll be interesting to see. But anyway, that's my Oval review. Tell me what you think, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye.